So a lot of you guys were asking a lot about the end credit scene for Dragon Ball Daima episode 20, which just to start off, I think it's really cool that Dragon Ball is taking a lot of elements from superhero stuff like the MCU. I mean, we saw Toyotaro do basically Gwen and Miles as Goten's best friends in the manga. So I like that they're doing stuff like this. And an end credit scene, to me, I feel like every single episode should have probably had one, but I'm glad that this one does. And I had to like scour through X to try to find just the clip itself because you don't get a lot from the post that DBS Hype actually put on his tweet at all. So I found the clip. I'm going to show you guys the clip itself, and you guys get the full context of what is going on and why there is another third eye in the mix in Dragon Ball Daima. So they're heading back to Earth. We actually don't get to see them back at Earth at all at the end of Dragon Ball Daima's episode, so we just have to assume that they made it back there. But Goku asks Glorio if he can stop by that same store they went originally to get more bugs. He liked the stamina bugs and the join bug that he never used. And we get to see that Bulma is looking at herself in the mirror because she doesn't look as youthful as she did before when she was a child, which is just classic Bulma. But they decide to go to the store anyway. That way they can go ahead and check it out to see if there's any more trinkets or anything like that they'd like to buy. When they get there, I like the fact that the store clerk is surprised to see Goku be an adult. Remember, she last saw them as children, so comes as a really great shock to her, and I like that there's like this continuity here a little bit, going back to the same store, same shop clerk. And she gets to see that their mission to become adults is a raging success. So I like that there is this sort of continuity. This is kind of like what the best end credit scenes are made out of, where they add more to the story, but they also tie up things that happened prior and little Easter eggs here and there. The worst ones are the ones that just, oh, look, here are the jingling keys, here you go ahead and check them out. Like, those are the worst ones where they just tease other things. This one actually does kind of both, honestly. I've seen this clip a couple of times, and it shows you something that may happen in the future, but I'm not exactly sure, 100% sure, what that thing could be, other than being in the manga, really. Unless there's a new Dragon Ball project, like a movie or something coming out that I don't know about. They're looking at all the merchandise and sifting through everything that there is in the demon realm, and that is when Bulma finds more of these bugs, and she's like, oh my god, they're bugs, and drops them because they're disgusting. You know, she's not sure that they're doing anything or they have any other properties, until the clerk comes over and shows her the bugs and tells her the properties it has. I don't speak Japanese. There are no subtitles here. This is literally the only clip that I could find on X about the end credit scene. So when she pulls out the bug, she's explaining to it. I'm assuming that she is telling Bulma about all the various properties that these bugs have. I mean, we have ones that regenerate stamina, that can join people, all these different things. And this is where Bulma absolutely 100% switches up. And she gets like super cute and excited. Like, Bulma is adorable in this. They animated her 100% to the T here because she grabs the entire thing and she wants to buy everything. Like, she wants to bring it back, which again, insane. Like, we don't see any of this demon stuff throughout all of Dragon Ball Super. And then Bulma has has the capabilities of bringing this stuff back and kind of like examining it and using it. Hopefully this is in the future where she can kind of like make her own sensu beans, which is crazy she hasn't made them yet, or she can make her own bugs or join bugs or whatever, or stamina bugs. Like, she can create her own pharmaceuticals, which is weird because that's kind of the plot of Superhero, where it's like this is a front for a pharmaceutical company, but you know, it's just strange that we don't see any of the development here besides Bulma, especially from Bulma. She's a scientist. Besides Bulma making a time machine to help her friends and stuff like that. Like, I want to see more of Bulma, or at least Capsule Corporation, making technology and stuff that can help and benefit not only the Z fighters, but also Earthlings and humanity. So Pansy's looking around and just kind of like wandering around. Remember, Pansy's not from this part of the demon realm. She's from the other one. So she's probably like looking around like, oh, you know, like this is stuff that she doesn't even see in her demon realm. And that is when something catches her eye. And the one thing that catches her eye is this jar. And this jar has a set of eyeballs inside of it. And I mean, you can see clear as day, these are the eyeballs, the third eyes, the one that they have just spent the entirety of the last like 3 or 4 episodes facing off against somebody that was wielding it. These eyes are here in this jar. There's 2 more of them, meaning that there are 3 in total. There was one that is in possession, I'm assuming, by Majin Ku and Dr. Orenzu. They're probably putting it in a vault somewhere. And these are 2 other ones that are just in this store. And it's just funny because these immensely powerful, overly powerful, I would say, just super broken pieces of technology or items, cursed items, whatever, they're just like out in the open. Like one was being used as a belt buckle, and then now we have 2 of them here in a jar, and I can only assume that there's 3 of them because it's literally called the third eye. So I would assume that these are the other 2 eyes from whatever creature had these eyes. They don't have these eyes anymore, whether they're dead or still alive. Who the hell knows? Goku walks over just to see exactly what Pansy is looking at here, and then he recognizes them immediately as this third eye that caused him so much trouble, made him go into Super Saiyan 4, possibly even almost fuse to face off against somebody that had these things. And there are 2 of them here in this jar just being sold for whatever price we don't really get to see these things are being sold for. And maybe the demons don't really know that these things are powerful. They have no idea. They've been lost for millennia, so nobody really knows these things. But these guys, they know this, and I like Goku and Pansy's expression here because they're like, what the heck? Are you crazy? And it's crazy to think, but Pansy right here, I mean, she's a child, but by the end of Dragon Ball Super, so many years have gone by that she'd probably be a teenager or in her teens. And I would like to see, at least in Dragon Ball Super's manga, at least them get back together, because I think that Goku and Pansy have a really cool connection. Like, they have a lot of cool banter, they have a cool relationship, they have a lot of camaraderie. So this is something that I hope that happens in the future of Dragon Ball Super, or Dragon Ball in general. But that's when the rest of them come over to look at this. And they're all in shock, obviously, like, what the hell is going on? What even is this thing? And that is when the third eye turns around and looks at them, and you can see, like, the fear in all their faces. And, yeah, they're completely shocked, and they're screaming, and that is the end of the end credit scene. And I think that this not only teases the fact that these 2 eyes are still in play, so one of them is with Dr. Orenzu. I can only imagine that the Supreme Kai, like Bulma, may want to buy the third eye to study it, but I'm pretty sure the Supreme Kai is like, nah, we're gonna take these off the market. There's no way we can have these things just running around. So he probably took them himself. But this is showing that there were more of them, and for anybody thinking maybe that there is like a possibility that this is going to come in the future, it is a possibility. I think we're going to see more demonic items in the future of Dragon Ball. But my thing is that I think this is just meant to be comedic effect. Like, this is definitely Toriyama coded. He had all this hype, all this intensity, all this us worrying about the third eye and Goma and all this stuff, and this huge battle, epic battle, only to undercut it with like, oh, they're selling these eyes at Walmart. So I think it's really funny and a great little comedic skit from Toriyama. But we'll know more once the actual episode comes out with subtitles, so I can actually see what they're saying.